Hi guys, welcome back and welcome to a quick garage update, because in the last 2 months I bought another 2 cars. A couple of things are going imminently, so before anything changes I thought I'd give you a quick garage update, because this is potentially the most number of cars that I'm going to own at any one time. So let's have a look round and I'll show you what's in the fleet. So the thing that I've potentially had the longest is this forklift. It is about potentially 40 years old. I don't really know how old it is, but it starts on the button and it works, because I also deliver potatoes, so that is always working. The car that I've then owned the second longest is this Civic VTI EK4. So I bought this in 2011. I meant to use it as a farm car, but pretty much by the time I got it to the farm, I realised I was going to keep it. I drove it as a daily for a long time till I got my MX5. Put some coilovers on it, put some bucket seats in it. These wheels are not normally on that, because these ones are getting repainted over here. Not particularly very well, but not bad. Better than they are with bubbling paint coming off. And the rest of it is pretty standard. I've changed the seats, changed the suspension, got some PBS pads in the front and some BC Racing coilovers. And other than it being absolutely dusty as hell, because it's sat in here for, I don't know, a long time. However, because it's a Honda, it starts on the button. If I connect the battery, which is at the moment on a C-Tech charger, if I can remember how to get in here. It's on C-Tech charger at the moment. US battery, they go on forever. And that literally, I started that about a month ago, and it literally wound over twice, fired straight up. And I would take that back to the Nürburgring tomorrow. The vehicle that I've then had probably the next amount of time is this Transit. It was my dad's and now it's mine. And this is what I go delivering potatoes in. It's a Mark 7 2.2 front wheel drive Transit, 3.5 tonne, very important because it's always full of potatoes, apart from today where it's got bits of Civic Type R interior in it and some bucket seats. But that is good as gold. Every man's garage looks after it for the first probably 15 years that we had it, and then the last kind of 10 I've looked after it myself. It's quite easy to service. Videos on the channel about how to fix gear linkage and how to service one of those. Then I bought my MX5. This is probably going to go down as the best car I've ever owned. I know what you're thinking looking at the Porsche, but actually I've had so much fun with this for the money. I think I paid 1,800 quid, 2 grand for it. It has had a lot of welding done to it, which you can see. Well, you can't see, that's the idea of the stickers. It's all covered up with stickers. And the Porsche badges is a story for another day, but it's a bit of a joke. And then I've pretty much just changed the suspension and the wheels and some hot pads in the front. The rest of it is actually pretty stock, other than a Porsche badge on the steering wheel, because that is worth about 50 horsepower. Heated seats, it's so easy to put the roof down, literally clip, and you chuck it back at like anything up to kind of 30 miles an hour. Like pulling it back over at 30 miles an hour, you do have a bit of wind resistance, but other than that, it's good as gold. I did 7 track days with this last year, lots of skids, including Spa on the Nürburgring, and it's just so much fun to drive. Best gear change on anything I've ever driven, other than probably a Caterham or a GT86. But yeah, a lot of fun, that car. There's only 2 types of people that slag off MX5s and people that have driven them. They are genuinely really, really good fun. And then after the MX5, last year, I imported this little Honda Acti truck, which is absolutely brilliant. It's a little 3-cylinder, 660cc, mid-engined. The engine's actually under that panel in the back. And when I bought it, the back of it looked like that. And then me and John from Forensics Detailing, we cleaned it all up. And then I wrapped and painted it all. It's a little bit dusty at the moment because my dad spilled his tea in it while he was using it all as a workbench. And then got some cat footprints in there, but other than that, honestly, it's so much fun. Flat out is about 60 miles an hour, and that's pretty hairy, but you've got the biggest smile on your face, and genuinely it's brilliant. And then this is all just factory paint that I machine polished, and it came up like brand new. And then I've got new stickers, back to black, all the mirrors and all that sort of stuff, and honestly it's come up lovely. Ignore the gear stick, that was a Temu Katana Ninja Sword Special, which I just thought fits with the Japanese theme, but that will be coming off. And this is potentially sold, so this one in the next month I think is going to a new owner, and that's going off to a good life. More update on that when I know. But honestly, this is absolutely brilliant. New lights in the rear as well. Imported all the parts from Japan, all these new lights, new stickers as well. And then underneath, we've understeered it all with built hammer stuff. Again, videos of all of that on the channel. And then I've done cam belt, water pump, all the fluids, all the belts. And yeah, I really love it to bits. Then on to this year's purchases. I bought this off my buddy Smithy Jr. It's a Porsche Boxster 2.5. He spent a lot of money doing the suspension, doing the brakes, doing the interior. He's put some bucket seats in it. Nice Momo steering wheel. I did the gear linkage on that the other day. Again, videos for all of this stuff on the channel. It's got a great big boot and a big frunk as well. So you can get 3 bags of potatoes in the frunk, which is really handy. So yeah, gigantic boot under there. The only pig with this is the engine is hidden in the middle under the roof and under all the stuff. So like with a Mazda, you pop the bonnet and everything is there, easy to get to. This is all hidden. But then the flip side is you've got a boot and a frunk, and it makes flat 6 noises. And it's just an absolute joy to drive because all the suspension arms have been done, all the bushes, all the wishbones, all the arms, shocks, springs, everything. It drives absolutely lovely. Potentially the best car of mine that I own to drive. It drives absolutely lovely, but fun factor, still the MX5. And then moving on to last week, I bought this Civic Type R project, which has been supercharged and is overheating. So it's got no interior in it, which all came separately. So it's not ideal. And it was just overheating. And then while I was trying to sort out the overheating, it then wouldn't start. So I've got a starter motor on its way. While I'm in there, I can actually see the thermostat. So it came with a thermostat, which they didn't change because they didn't think it was, but while I'm in there, I'm going to change it anyway, and then hopefully cure the starting problem and the overheating problem. But because it was supercharged, it was actually relatively easy to get to it because the normal one, the naturally aspirated one's got a massive manifold that comes over, intake manifold comes over the top. And to get to the starter motor, you've either got to take all that off or try and get to it from underneath, which now I've taken it off from underneath. I would wish anyone luck to try and do that from underneath. But here's the starter motor that's come off, and it looks pretty original and crusty. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that little update. Like I say, the Acti is potentially sold next month. Then after that, I'll probably get the blue Civic. I've got to mention what Civics I'm talking about now because I've got too many Civics. Potentially the blue Civic will be getting cleaned up, MOT'd, and then that will be going as well because I need to concentrate on this Civic, getting that supercharger working and stop it overheating and all that sort of stuff. Potentially take that to the Nürburgring, do a few track days with that. I need to do a few track days of Boxster because that will be faster, I think, lap time wise, but that will be more fun handling wise. You sit a bit deeper in it, you kind of sit under the steering wheel, and that's probably going to be more fun, but that's definitely going to be a lap time car. And then after that, I'll probably have somebody else want me to buy their broken car to get it sorted. But if I can get it fixed and then to make a few quid on it, then I'm more than happy to do that. So like, subscribe, keep yourself updated with all the stuff that's going on. Put any comments in the comment section with any tips or what you think anything is worth here, because it might help me when I come to sell it. And I'll see you on the next one.